So this is Kiki, my Springer Spaniel. So what happened was Kiki actually had a hysterectomy and she had some fatty lumps taken off her, and then after that she actually made a leap for some chocolate eggs at Easter about 3 years ago. So she jumped up on the table and ate some eggs that actually had a lot of cocoa in them. They were dark chocolate. I didn't realise the chocolate was so poisonous for dogs, but actually, unfortunately, she did collapse with the poisoning of the chocolate. And she went on to the emergency vet and was put on a drip. She was fed charcoal. They were treating her for several days on a drip. She was losing energy. She wouldn't eat. She couldn't drink anything. And I was advised after a few days that the choice was either a scan to see what was happening, or to put her down straight away because they'd actually tried everything else. So I looked in Kiki's eyes and I was looking for inspiration of what to do. I'd met Kishan before through a problem with my knee, and I suddenly thought of Kishan. I looked at Kiki's eyes and I just thought, right, I've got to contact Kishan. I gave him a ring straight away and he said, come now, let me see her. And when we got, I had to carry the dog. She was really had no energy at all. She looked as if she'd lost the will to live. So when she saw Kishan, her eyes were rolling back. She didn't have any energy at all. And Kishan laid his hands on her. I wasn't really quite sure what he was doing, she seemed to have a little bit more energy. And so he kept in contact with me over the next few days. And Kiki still wasn't eating. I was feeding her through a little pipette, and she was literally feeding her and giving her water through a pipette every few hours, I was sleeping with her on the settee. Kishan kept in contact with me all the time. And then I took her for a second opinion, and she was walking around in the circles a little bit, and the vets told me that she'd had maybe a brain hemorrhage. So I went to see Kishan again. We'd kept in contact all that time, and he did some more treatment on her, some more healing, and he said just have to give a few more days, see if she's can keep going. And I kept feeding her and giving her sleeping with her, for example, and on the 5th day she got up and she lapped some water from a bowl for the first time. I kept liquidizing some food for her, but from that moment she went from strength to strength. So it was absolutely fantastic. But the vets, when I took her to see them afterwards, they couldn't believe their eyes that she was actually looked like they'd seen a ghost. So she's been absolutely great. She's had a new lease of life, and you can see her now 3 years later. And if she was off this lead, she'd be having a good sniff around and a run around. So thank you very much.